Hello and welcome back. Last time we went on a fake date with an assassin who pretended to be a different colored cast. And yeah, we learned about the difference in values of lives between the high blood and low bloods. Other than that, there's not really any much detail. So I guess we're gonna finish off volume, I believe 5 we're still on, yeah? Volume 5, yeah. Affection unwanted or untrue. Walking. You're sure doing that a lot of it recently. Back on Earth, you never got near this amount of exercise. You're gonna be so in shape when this is over, provided you still have all your limbs attached and your bones uncrushed. You could probably come up with some safer ways to travel, a taxi or some sort of bus system, but you don't have any money and you can't read the signs. Also, you are routinely covered in blood and bruises. So, walking it is. Tired as you are, your feet still carry you forward. Friendship, or toward. Also, it seems the first one has changed to reveal Paula. But anyway, it's time for this gentleman, Zebruh Codakk. You stroll into a nice part of town that seems to have a larger, more McMansion-style hives. Based on your past experience on Alternia, you're not quite certain that upper-class enclaves equal safety for you. But you might as well explore. You never know where you'll find your next friend. The power of positive thinking must be on your side, because someone emerges out of the shadows of these sprawling suburbs. Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've met. I'm sure I would have remembered someone with such a unique look. You don't know where you are, do you? By this point in your time on Alternia, you don't know if it's wise to admit that you're lost and naive to the ways of the world. But you don't know what you could say and try to convince this guy that you've got any kind of street smarts. You nod your head reluctantly. But he actually looks more interested in you after confirmation that you're new to the neighborhood. Have you perhaps found someone who likes you for your vulnerability and naivety? Or naivete, take your pick. That would sure be fantastic luck. It's a good thing that I found you. Not everybody is respectful of lowbloods as I am. Oh, but I shouldn't make assumptions just because you look not much like at my best. Sorry. But I shouldn't make assumptions just because you're not much to look at. My bad. I don't mean to be forward, but you're just so interesting. Mind if I ask what colour your blood is in? You hesitate. While you're still terrifyingly ignorant of these intricacies of Alternian society, you're starting to feel terrifyingly informed about the role that blood colour plays in this world. And you've managed to gather by now that plain old human red isn't considered one of the better colours to have. What do you do? Tell them the truth, or lie and say you have a high blood colour? Let's lie and say we have a high blood colour. Oh, really? It's not that I don't want to be friends with other high bloods, but I'm a busy troll. You understand? So I'll only befriend folks that I might, want to fill a quadrant with someday. Besides, high bloods just don't need as much as help in our unjust society. Stay awakened. He pumps a fist in the air, and you immediately copy him. But the gesture doesn't seem to be enough to change his mind about you not being oppressed enough for his taste. So, I just don't think this is going to work out between us. Out of his league. Okay. Cool. Hooray. The truth is the way to go. Righto. Wow. That's so unique. I've always liked the colour red. I don't think I've ever filled a quadrant with a red blood before. I mean, I don't think I've ever made friends with red blood before. You don't know what a quadrant is, or what it means to fill one. Given your experience on this planet so far, you're nervous that it could mean something violent. But you don't want to further expose your ignorance, so you just say that you're excited to be you're excited for this friendship as he is. You come on strong. Nice. You need a place to stay for the day, right? I can help you out with that. I've got plenty of spare rooms for guests in my hive. You know, because I believe it's important to help out the undeserved members of the community when you can. My hive is this way, shall we? You follow him down the street. You guess it must qualify as a nice night, because you see a lot of other trolls walking around here too. Most of them are dressed in as nice as Zebruh, and you can see a few shabbier looking trolls that must be lowbloods working with highbloods. Today is actually Flushed Affirmation Day, so you'll see a lot of trolls taking their mitsprits out to celebrate. Lucky for you, my flush quadrant is currently empty, so I'm all yours tonight. That sounds a little weird. He doesn't need to be all yours, but you assure him. You're an easygoing individual who's happy to share their friends with plenty of other friends. Sure, sharing can be a good time, if you're into that. I could be, speaking personally, like maybe with two lowbloods, but not in an objectifying way. Everyone involved has got to respect each other, you know? Wow, what? You have no idea what your innocent comment about friendship has got taken to this particular place. You decide that maybe the best thing to say here is nothing, because who knows how he might misinterpret you next. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of high blood, low blood couples out tonight for the holiday. Pretty unusual to see in this neighborhood, to be honest. It's sad. Most of these low bloods are probably with their mitsprits because it's socially advantageous. Petty of high bloods, pretty bad of high bloods to take advantage of that. But not everyone is socially conscious as I am. I think it's super terrible when high bloods don't treat their low blood mitsprits like the queens they are. You look around at the other couples. The class divide is pretty noticeable, and some of the high blood trolls have scornful looks on their faces when talking about their low blood dates. One troll dressed in cerulean is making her shabbily dressed matesprit kneel down so he can give her a ride on his shoulders. It could maybe be a cute coupley thing, you guess, except she's laughing a lot as he kneels, as the heels of her boot pressing into the back of his neck. Okay. You don't want to speculate about what people might be into, but it doesn't seem kind of. But doesn't it? It does seem kind of humiliating. Zebruh sees where you're looking and shudders theatrically. In the process of waving his arms around in disgust, he slips an arm over your shoulders. I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have to see something like that. You're trying to think of a tactful and friendly way to move away from his arm around you, from around your shoulders when you arrive at what must be his hive. It's the biggest and most McMansiony hive on the block. When he stops in front of you when he stops in front of it, he lets you go and gestures proudly at his sprawling home. Welcome to my humble abode. I just feel grateful, you know, to be able to share my wealth with those less fortunate. When you walk inside the front door, you're greeted with a very distinguished-looking white zebra. It has normal zebra markings all over its body, except for around its neck, where the dark rays Zags, but the dog's grey zags have formed a shape that looking like a bow tie, almost like it's wearing a suit. You don't know how the zebra's face managed to radiate pure disdain about when it looks at you, but it's unquestionably the energy you're getting. Don't mind my Lucius, he's kind of socially old-fashioned, but he lets me keep lowbloods around the hive to help out with stuff, so he's not all bad. Let me give you the grand tour. As Zebruh takes you through the spacious hive, you can see other trolls in several of the rooms. Most of them aren't wearing clothes as nice as Zebrah's. You're guessing these are lowbloods that he just mentioned. They seem to be doing chores, sweeping, cooking, exchanging green slime in troll-sized bathtubs for other, possibly fresher green slime. Each of them glances up at you and Zebruh when you pass by. They look, deferentiously away. Okay, cool. Zebruh Lucius is following you. Every time you exit a room, it pauses in the doorway to whiny out what could be orders, or possibly he's just berating them. You arrive at an empty room, an empty ballroom-looking space upstairs. Several lowblood trolls are hard at work cleaning up the remaining of what must be a pretty quiet. Well, it must have been quite the party. Zebruh seems to notice you noticing how all the trolls in here are scrubbing the floors, and how they are all avoiding your eyes. See, I told you I take in plenty of guests. I believe it's important to promote diversity, you know. So that's why you don't see other indigos here. Looks like all the guests are busy today. Well, an important part of the communal living involves contributing your labor when it's necessary, right, guys? A few lowbloods mutter in affirmation, while others just put their sponges and mops down to prostrate their whole bodies on the floor. Zebruh looks a little uncomfortable with the bowing, but it's not that uncomfortable. He doesn't introduce you to any of them. They don't all realize yet that my hive is a sanctuary from the harsh injustices in the outside world. Anyway, enough about my lowblood guests. Let's take care of you, shall we? Perhaps as Lucius had enough of tolerating your presence, because it takes the opportunity to stop following you and go huff at more of the Zebrah's guests. Now, for better or worse, you're alone with Zebruh. You are alone, and Zebruh has turned all of his attention to you. He smiles, seem very friendly. You want to see it as friendly. The night is still young. I'm happy to do whatever you want to do. If you feel like going out on the town to celebrate Flush Affirmation Day, I have lots of other friends I could introduce you to. Help you meet the right kind of culture, you know? Or, if you're tired, I can show you to your guest room now, and we can have a nice night in. Go out or stay in? Ooh, let's go back out. Let's go back out. You're not crazy about the idea of being alone with this guy for the rest of the night. Plus, if he's as popular as he says he is, that means more potential friends for you to meet. You tell him that you're interested in going out. Cool. That sounds like a great time. I'll just go get ready. Actually, I think I'm more in the mood of a nice quiet night in. Maybe television streaming service and lower temperature. Is he saying Netflix and chill? If that's cool with you. Oh boy. If that has the same connotations as it does on Earth, it's not cool with you. You stumble through expressing some misgivings, but he talks you over. Great. Sounds like we both feel like staying in tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm psyched to stay in and have you all to myself. I just want you to feel comfortable, whatever we choose to do. You're not sure why he asked you what you wanted to do, since your preference didn't seem to matter much. My Lucis and my guests have probably prepared a delicious meal for you by now. Well, let me just finish the tour first. I assume you want to see my room. You tell him sure. Bedrooms are always a great way for people to express their personalities. And as his friend, you're interested in getting to know him better. He doesn't seem to have heard that part of the sentence, but it's okay. Hopefully, he got the gist. I don't think he did. When you get to his enormous room, it's decorated with posters of musicians on the wall and what seem to be social injustice slogans. Social justice, not injustice. One poster has a symbol of with clawed hands in several different colours coming together to hold a trident with the word unity underneath it. Another poster features a rainbow of colours ranging from rust to olive green that proclaims him to be a low-blood ally. Two of the low-blood servants are in here. One of them is standing on a stepladder to dust some high shelves, while the other crawls around on the floor, scrubbing and picking up wrappers that Zebruh seems to have littered there. Pretty sweet place, right? You look confused by the posters. Your music taste probably isn't refined enough to have heard of my favourite bands. I only listen to subversive musicians that speak the truth to power. Luckily, you have me to teach you how to confront your privilege and support marginalized artists. Also, did you notice my rad pile? It's a pretty perfect setup for feeling jams and with your morale. He winks at you. You don't know what a morale is, or what he means by a feeling jam. Which sounds like, in theory, it could be a pretty nice thing, but maybe not, given the sleazy way he says it. You tell him that it looks like a pretty nice pile of things. You spot a couple of pillows. What looks to be what looks like a puppet with a disturbingly long nose and some random bow ties and a few horseshoes. You look intrigued. Want to lie down on it for a second? We don't have to do anything, but sometimes it can be nice to just, pacify each other a little. He sprawls onto the pile in what he probably thinks is an enticing way. Like he wants you to draw him like one of your French girls. You turn away and try to hide the disturbed expression on your face, because turning down his advances probably isn't the best way to secure his friendship. As your eyes cast about the rest of the room, you notice that the low-blood servant scrubbing the floor is having a coughing fit. You can tell that she's trying to cough unobstructedly, but it seems like she's hacking her lungs up, which with each big cough racking her whole body and making her shoulders shake. Concerned, you crouch down by her side. She jumps when she notices your concern and mumbles that she's fine and that you don't need to worry. But she doesn't look fine. Now that you're just getting a closer look, you can tell that she seems to be underfed and exhausted, with sickly shadows on her face and scraped up knees and elbows. She looks bad, and you know bad, considering how much of the time you've recently spent stumbling around with various excruciating injuries. You mentioned to Zebruh that his guest is not looking so good. He frowns, getting up from his pile of stuff to come investigate, blinking down at you in confusion and not sparing the glance at the low-blood. What are you even talking about? The servant tries to go back to her scrubbing, but she struggles with coughing and scrubbing simultaneously. It's hard for you to watch. Surely, she would feel better if you took a break and ate or drank something. You asked Zebruh about that hot meal he said would be cooked for you. Maybe you could give some of it to his poor sick troll. Geez, you're making me look bad. Haha. There's no way my guest in my house could be going hungry. I respect lowbloods, and do everything in my power to take care of them. What, do you think you're a better ally than I am? Well, we technically are lowblood, so yes. Considering your status or lack thereof on this planet, You're not sure if you count as an ally so much as a member of the oppressed underclass. But you let that slide. There we go, see? You hasten to explain that you didn't mean to criticize him, and you're not... and you're sure he's doing fine job of being an ally to Lowbloods. Yeah, well, it's not easy, whatever. Maybe we should go eat now. I don't feel like having a feelings jam anymore. He turns to leave the room without showing any sign that he'll do something for the sick Lowblood. You mouth an apology to her behind his back, and she just gives you a tired wave and goes back to scrubbing. Zebruh leads you downstairs to the dining room, where his Lucis is serving a team of Lowbloods. Where his Lucis is supervising a team of Lowbloods, setting up a table with looks to be a 4-course meal. Yeah, the look on the Lucis Zebruh's face is now even more disdainful than before, and its bow tie seems angrier. Looks like dinner is almost ready. Cool. Of course, you're probably not going to offer to pay for any of it, are you? Figures. Lowbloods. I mean, trolls in general are always expecting me to provide for them, without ever offering any concupiscence in return. Sorry. For once, you're kind of glad you're unfamiliar with the alien vocabulary and innuendo. You have absolutely no money, which he definitely knows. You can pay him back for dinner and a friendship. Yeah, well, I'm not sure if I want to be friends with someone who has a problem with the way I do activism. I have it on good authority from every other Highblood I know that my introspectual praxis is valid. You stumble over your words in your haste to assure him that you're in no way meant to say he's not valid. You never met a troll so valid. No one believes in his validity. Validity. Sorry, there we go. Validity more than you do. Whatever. Let's just eat. You both sit down on the table while the Lowbloods set. You sit both down to the table while the Lowbloods set the table, lights and candles, and serve the appetizer course. You can't help but notice that most of them look just as malnourished and sickly as the other troll upstairs. But it might be for the best that not to bring that up again. You wait in silence for a while, and Zebruh looks like he's stewing over something. Then he sets his fork down and looks over the table at you with a frown. You know what? I just realised. You totally denied my Lowblood her own agency when you questioned me about not feeding her. Yeah. What you said was totally problematic. You don't respect Lowbloods at all, do you? Not like I do. You try to apologise, saying that it wasn't your intention to disrespect anyone. But you're sorry that you apparently did. He doesn't let you get a word out. People don't realise how tough it is to be a hybrid troll who believes in social justice. Seriously, I face my own kind of oppression for speaking out about and being an activist for Lowblood rights. For one thing, I never get any consolation of concupiscence I deserve. My quadrans are always going unfilled because no one else agrees with my radical views. Is he? He's like r/nice guy. No one's dating him just because. I thought you were different. But you didn't get it either. You try and tell him that he's got it all wrong. You agree with his radical views and believe in Lowblood rights, which is why you're concerned for his guests in the first place. But he acts like you didn't say any of that. What you just said. You're just another one of the oppressors, complicit in the unequal power structure of our messed up society. Your lack of awareness of your own privilege really makes me sick. You think you're so oppressed with your red blood and multiple injuries. But what you're doing now, rejecting me and criticizing me, it's really exactly the same as what the subjugulators do to the Lowbloods they cull. You probably deserve whatever bad position you have in society, unlike me. I deserve to have this nice house and Lowblood servants and full quadrants for being such a good activist, okay? He's standing up by now. advancing on you with his zebra stampeding, who's threatening at his side. You stumble back. You scramble back, trying to make your way to the front door. It's tricky because you have to step all around the Lovebloods, who seem to feel strongly that they should get out of the way of the zebra when he's angry. You don't make it to the front door fast enough on your own. Ouch. With a terrifying unique scream, Zebrah's Lucis rears you up on you in high legs, on its hind legs, and strikes you with its hooves, battering you through the front door and breaking some of your recently healed ribs again. Take your privileges and offensive views and get out. Anyone who doesn't respect Lovebloods is not welcome as a guest in my hive. Ouch. It would behoove you to stay away. Okay, then, so sucks to be us, I guess. Show me to my room, please. You think going out with Zebra on a flush and formation day might potentially give him the wrong idea. And besides, you're pretty tired, so you don't feel like going out. You tell him you're ready to retire to your guest room now. Oh, sure. Bruh. By the way, have you heard of Trixie Rocksmere? You probably haven't. You don't seem like you're a very serious music fan. But you got a great opportunity to learn from me. One of her Lovebloods musician friends is playing a show for the holiday, and I can get us in because I'm super connected in the scene. We should go just in case she's there. You could have sworn you told him he wanted to stay in tonight, but okay. You can gather the remains of your energy and go out to this concert with him. That's what good friends would do. He takes you across town to the concert, only trying to hold your hand and put his arm around you a couple of times on the way. So it could be worse. It probably could not be. Maybe holding hands is totally platonic on Alternia. You hope so. The concert itself is one troll with a guitar and a harmonica who, according to Zebra, is a Lovelood whose song is spreading truly radical messages, almost as radical as Trixie's. You enjoy the tunes as much as you can, but you don't understand what the lyrics are trying to say. You ask Zebra what the lyrics mean, since the message is apparently important to him, but he gets annoyed with your question. What? The lyrics are about, well, they're about a lot of things, social justice and oppression and stuff. It's hard to explain to someone who doesn't already get it. Like, if you're not on my level already, I don't know what I can really say, you know? But, enough about music. I want to talk to you about, I want to talk about you. What sort of things are you into? You haven't had many opportunities on Alternia to talk about your interests. How exciting. You say you like playing games, but he's already interrupting you. Cool, sounds great. Really interesting stuff. But what's your quadrant situation like? It's harder to pretend like you know what he's talking about. That he's asked you about quadrants directly. You admit that you have no idea what he means by quadrant situation. Whoa. You're even more clueless than I thought. Don't worry, I still find you attractive. He goes into a brief, but not really brief enough, explanation of the 4 types of romance on Alternia. Mate spirit, the heart, the flush quadrant, which sounds the most analog, which to you sounds the most analog. I'm having a stroke. Analogous to human romantic partnership. Moral allegiance, the pale quadrant, the diamonds. Which sounds like an exceptionally codependent friendship by human standards. Auspicicism, the action quadrant, the clubs, which you don't understand at all, and the kismicitude, spades, the black quadrant, which just sounds like a repeatedly hooking up with the person you hate, with someone you hate. You're fuzzy on the details for also 4 of these. But you understand enough to get that he's asking if you're single. You tell him that you really just want to be friends. Of course, I super respect your choices. If you ever change your mind, I'm right here. But being in a quadrant with an influential yet sensitive and socially aware indigo blood like myself can make it a lot easier for you to survive and thrive on Alternia. Wasn't he criticizing that this kind of high blood, low blood society advantageous relationship just a few hours ago? It wouldn't be very friendly of you to point that out as hypocrisy, so you don't mention it. After another song, another troll in the club slides up to Zebruh and whispers something in his ear. Then chokes off again. Zebruh looks alarmed, glancing around him and edging towards the club exit. I got a tip that there's about to be culling at this concert. We should get out of here. You definitely agree with him about wanting to get out of here. You look around for the rest of the audience still enjoying the show. You and Zebruh are the only ones getting ready to leave. Is he going to warn any other trolls here of the danger? Oh no, definitely not. If I were to warn any of these low bloods that the culling was coming, that would mean risking my life too. Not that I have ever tried, but everyone knows that. The high bloods here will probably be fine though. We've just got each other's backs. It's important to look after your comrades in a struggle. Sure enough, you can see the other trolls here who, much like Zebruh, stand out because they're wearing nice clothes and casually, not urgently leaving the concert venue. The low bloods are all just still clapping and singing along with the singers out on stage. No one has given them the tip-off. Come on, we've got a scram. The two of you abscond, getting away from the music club as fast as you can. Your legs can carry you. By the time Zebruh decides it's safe to slow down, you're tired and out of breath. Looking around, it looks like you've arrived back at the high blood part of town. You wonder if the drones have descended on all those trolls back at the club by now. And you just can't hear it because the neighborhood is too far away, closed off and sheltered from the violence. Phew, that was a close one. Going to a low blood cultural events like that can be dangerous. But it's one of the risks you have to take if you want to be an activist. I can't tell you how many times I've risked culling to fight for the low blood rights. Civil disobedience is the only way to fight the authoritarian states. He turns to you and takes one of your hands in both of his, looking deep into your eyes. I think it's just so cool how you supported me back there when we risked our lives for the cause. It's probably the best way you can contribute as an activist and ally, you know, by supporting me. Speaking of activism, we were talking about the quadrants earlier. Let's get back to that. This guy does not want to take no for an answer. Once again, you reiterate that friendship is is what you're only looking for here. He nods enthusiastically and squeezes your hand tighter. Hell yeah, I love friendship. I've always believed that a strong friendship is the best foundation for any successful romantic relationship. Many trolls start by being friends at first and enter into quadrant later. Even if you try to be friends but then they fight too much, that's still a prelude for a colligonous related quadrant. Either way, the thought of being your friend makes my blood pressure beat a little faster. Sure, you say. If what you're doing is extolling the benefit of friendship, then boy, you have something to add to his list. For instance, friendship can give you a sense of platonic companionship with your fellow man, and friends can also come up in handy when you need someone to help move or take you to the airport, or other non-romantic activities. You think friendship is a great thing? You think friendship is a great thing to pursue from its own merits. Friendship is so great that once you have it, why would you want anything more? Hell yeah, totally. You're so right that friendship is a great first step. Did you enjoy the concert tonight? Did it persuade you to be an ally of low blood rights? You think that going by your blood color and how often you've almost gotten killed by these more powerful on the planet. Oh, sorry, those more powerful on the planet. Oop. I think it's that one. Alright. Yep. Those more powerful on this planet. You're more like a member of the oppressed underclass than an ally. Cool. But you decide not to split hairs and just tell them that yes, you'll be an ally to yourself. That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. If you're an ally to Lowbloods, then I'll allow you to be my mate race. Friend, you correct him. You could be his friend. Right, yeah, sure, yep. I meant to say friend. He lets go of your hand finally, which at least counts as a partial victory, and he winks. Okay, that's kind of creepy. And there's smoke in the background. Well, that's the end of Volume 5. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Hopefully the next guy is not as creepy as this one. So anyway, see ya. Goodbye.